Hey there everyone, welcome back again to Engineering Pritam. Over past several weeks, we have explored entire style tool module in Creo Parametric, which is also known as Interactive Surface Design Extension. And not only we covered style tool, but I would say all these tools that you can see here. And although you can see there are more further tools, but as you know, engineering isn't just about modeling. At some point, every design has to be communicated clearly for manufacturing, review, and documentation. That's where Creo detailing or Creo drawing module comes into play. So in this new phase of journey, we are shifting our gears into world of 2D drawing and detailing in Creo. We will cover everything from basic drawing views and dimensioning to custom table, BOMs, format, and annotation. And don't worry guys, as I said, we are not leaving the remaining tool behind, because if let's say I start covering restyle itself is a full module just like style tool. So I would say don't worry, we will come back to the remaining tools and more advanced workflow after we complete this critical detailing module. So let's continue this series with Creo detailing from start to pro level. And again, I would say since we only have covered the modeling part, not the assembly one, so we're going to only cover the modeling aspect of detailing. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to start with here, you can see I have opened a part of whom I want to create detailed drawing or drafting of it. So for that, what we need to do here is we need to click on file, and then I'm gonna go here in new and then choose drawing. There is a difference between drawing and format, I would say. In drawing, you're going to create a drawing of this part. However, in the format, you're going to create format that consists of a common detail of your company or layout of your company that we're going to use every time. So that's why you should choose drawing, okay? And then after you choose drawing, here we need to give our drawing a name. So we can give it a name, for example, the same as the name of part, which is mounting, okay? Now what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna uncheck this option which says use default template. Okay, so now let's click OK, and now here you can see we have option to choose template. So template is nothing but predefined or pre-created views. So let's say if you select this C drawing template which is already created in Creo and hit OK, here you're gonna see there are these 3 projection view being added directly to your drawing. This happened because we have selected this particular template. And not to worry guys, I'm going to create a separate video on how one can create template format inside PTC Creo Parametric. And now let me again go here, file, and probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove everything from session by doing erase not displayed. And then let's click here on file, and then I'm going to give again the same name here, which is mounting underscore DRW. And again, let me uncheck this option which is use default template. And now from here you can choose the size of your drawing. So I'm gonna go here with empty, and then I'm gonna choose here A4. Okay, so standard A4 have a size, as we know, 297 mm by 210. A lot of time people also go with A3. So again, I would say it totally depend on your use case or your requirement. So I am okay with landscape mode and A4. So if you plot your drawing in portrait, then you can select that one as well. So now let me hit OK. And now this time we are again in drawing mode. And now here we can see there is nothing. So I would say when generally people start with Creo, they got confused, especially those folks who comes from a different background, for example, CATIA, NX, Solid Edge. They have a very different approach of placing the drawing views. In case of Creo, as I mentioned, is slightly different. Here, in order to place the projection view, all we need to do is we need to click here on general view. So click here on general view and then select this option which says that no combined state. Okay, so maybe we can talk more about this state, which is part of view manager. So I'm going to select this particular option and I'm going to click OK. Now I can place the view wherever I want. So let's say I would like to create first view as isometric view, and that I would like to place it here. Okay, so let me make a left mouse button, click here, and as soon as I make it here, you can see I not only have placed this view, but I also see this view customization window also appear. So from here you can choose the kind of view that you would like to place. For example, you don't like isometric, you want to place trimetric, you can do that. Or let's say you want to have a specific view, you can also do that. Then comes the visible area, that's going to show you the kind of view that you want to have. Let's say you only want to have half of view, you can do that. You want full view, you can have it. You can also have partial or broken view. That's going to help you in further modifying or customizing your view. Okay, so all these different kind of views are feasible here. Okay, so since this is our first video, I would like to go with full view, and I will again in this first video will not try to make you confused. So let me simply place one isometric view and then click OK, and then let me quickly place 3 projection view. Okay, so let's click here on general view again and click here, and this time I'm gonna go with top. And the reason why I am going top here, because here I am using third angle projection. So as you know, in case of third angle projection, the top view is placed in the top, bottom view is placed in the bottom, side view is placed on the side. Now what I'm gonna do here to properly see the view, instead of shading style, I'm gonna go here in view display, I'm gonna make it no hidden. Okay, and let's click on apply. Now let's click OK, and this time we're not going to again go in general view. This time I'm gonna click here on projection view, and as this top view was already pre-selected, here you can see when I take my cursor down and mid left click, I was able to create this front view. Now let me again make a double click on it, and then let's go here on view display, and again I'm gonna make it hidden. Let's click OK, and now here we can see we have got these 2 views. Now let's again click on projection view, select the front view, and now I am placing the side view. Again I am going here view display and selecting hidden, and maybe I think in this case I selected no hidden, so I'm gonna make changes and going to change it to hidden. Okay, so in this way guys, we have placed these 3 views. So since this is the first video, I'm going to make it very easy to understand guys, so do not expect me to cover all the thing in this first video. Now after placing all these 3 video, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select the mid one and then go here on show model annotation. Now from here you can choose all the required annotation that you want. Okay, so I want all these annotation. Okay, and this may be possible that that the annotation that you are looking for doesn't exist here. For example, I also would like to see the center distance between both these holes, and maybe these both annotation are of no use for me. Now apart from that, what I forgot to mention here is center line of this hole and these 2 tap holes. So again, let me select this and go here in show model annotation, which you can also see by making simple left click, and then here if we go in the third tab, which is annotation, let's click on show model annotation, and now this time instead of selecting dimension, I'm gonna go here in the end which talk about show model datum. Now all here I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select all, such that I can apply all necessary center line to my model. Now apart from that, let's say you also would like to add another GD&T feature. For example, in this case, for sure the notes have been created for these tap hold. So if I click here on this particular option which says show model note, so in this way you can add the model note. Okay, now I'm gonna select that and I'm gonna place this note here. Okay, and for sure we need to fix it. For example, let's say I would like to change my font. From here I'm going to choose a font that suits my requirement. For example, I like this Shannon one, so I'm going to select Shannon font, and then I'm going to also reduce the height of it to, let's say, 0.05. Okay, and probably I would have selected the same font here for this dimension also, but let's do this later. And first of all, let me also fix the center line that goes far beyond my front projection. Now here you may require to create your own dimension that you didn't saw automatically being created, and in that case what we can do here is in annotation tab we need to click on dimension. Now simply make selection of entity of whom you would like to create dimension of. Now I'm gonna press Ctrl to select another entity, and now here you can see the dimension preview. Now here you need to press your scroll mouse downward such that we can press the dimension. Okay, so here we can see we have added the center distance between both holes. Now let me again click here on dimension, and again let me press Ctrl button, and here we can see we have added one more dimension. So in this way guys, we can add all necessary dimension. To start with envelope, so here we can see we have added width, height, and let me add thickness here, okay, so that at least we have covered the envelope of this part. Now we can add other dimension. Now I would say you need to be very careful whenever you are also doing detailing. Okay, for example, here we do have two options to show. Okay, either I can show this dimension, which is 2.5, or I can show this dimension. So which one should I show? Because right now it is over constrained. I am already saying that the thickness is 6. If I am showing this 2.5, then there is no necessity of 3.5, because one can easily calculate this by subtracting 2.5 from 6. So which one you should place? So I would say it totally depends on the functionality of this product and what dimension will meet your design intent. Let's say for me, this 3.5 mm thickness makes more sense, and probably I also would like to add tolerance on it. Then for sure I'm gonna add this 3.5 and I will leave that 2.5. So you need to be very clever and very intelligent during creation of all these drawing annotation. So if I talk about this particular object, I think even 2 views are sufficient enough to cover all the features and dimension. So this was a very initial video on dimension. Now after you feel satisfied, all we can do here is we can go here on file and can save it. Okay. One advice that I would like to give you here is please save the drawing on the same folder where you have saved the part. And the reason why I'm saying is the Creo parametrics support model-centric approach, which means that all the data is being stored in model. So if you have model, you have assembly, you have detailing. If you don't have model, you don't have nothing. So let's say you do not save this drawing in the same folder where the model is. For example, let me actually show you what does I mean. Okay, so let's close everything, and I already have saved the data. And now I'm gonna do erase not displayed so that I can erase everything from this session. And now if I open this, so for example here you can see the mounting is saved in another directory and the drawing is saved in another directory, and I already cleared my session. If I try to open this drawing, I will see this error message which says that mounting.prt is not available in directory. So to avoid this kind of situation, I would suggest you to save both model and drawing in same directory. So that's wrap up today's session as we begin our journey in Creo detailing. So whether you are preparing drawing for manufacturing, sharing with your client, or documenting your design for review, detailing is just as important as modeling. If you want to follow us along in this journey or want to elevate your engineering skill in various engineering topics, for example CAD, project management and more, make sure you subscribe to Engineering Pritam. If you have got any kind of questions or suggestion, please feel free to drop them in comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts, and I will see you in my next video. Till then, you take care and bye-bye.